Back on Nissan Stadium, all smiles here as the Colts have a 3-point lead over the Titans. Back in the booth with Matt Ryan and Tiki Barber. I'm Andrew Catalan. Wild ending to the third quarter. I think we got a good fourth quarter on tap.
No, we do. We have a 3-point game, and we haven't seen Derrick Henry get much work in the third quarter. Hopefully in the fourth quarter, as a finisher of games, he gets that done. I'm just more happy that you guys took your vests off.
We wanted to
feel comfortable. You guys are good teammates, man.
Yep.
I'm with you, though, Tiki. Get back to that form in the first half. Stretch the edges of the defense. Try and get the ball on the perimeter.
Levis throwing on the run. He's got Hopkins on the sideline, and he's got a catch, a 5-yard grab. A.J. Ross with more on Derrick Henry.
Yeah, it has been a wild back and forth today, but perhaps the one constant for the Titans has been Derrick Henry with his couple of touchdowns. He now has 86 career touchdowns, which is tied for 15th all time. When we asked him about these milestones, he says he doesn't really put an emphasis on it. He's more concerned about being better than he was the previous year. He says that's the unique thing about sports. You have to prove yourself year in and year out, guys.
Yeah, and he's a free agent after the season, AJ, so certainly that's got to be on his mind a little bit as well. 3rd down and 5. Levis lost the football. Who's got it? It looks like Levis fell on it. Quiddy Pay knocked it free, and this Colts defense has really turned down the Titans here in the second half.
And they're starting to show their depth. And this is what Gus Bradley wants, right? 8 different guys to be able to rush the passer. We've heard multiple names today. Quiddy Pay, the latest to get home. But this is what you want to see if you're Indianapolis. Depth at the rushing positions, getting after the passer.
It's loose! Scooped up by the Colts again! Alubi recovered it after it was blocked by Tony Brown. 2 block punts for the Colts, and Stonehouse is still down on the ground, the punter.
This is a great special teams design. Tony Brown. Stonehouse is down.
Take another look at the block as Stonehouse is down in pain here in Nashville.
But Tony Brown is out on the edge, and he works his way down, just staying outside, times it just right. Stonehouse had 0 chance. You saw his left leg really buckle there. But another great special teams play for the Indianapolis Colts, but that does not look good for the Tennessee Titans.
Back in Nashville, where the punter Stonehouse just needed help getting off the field. It does not look good. We're not going to show you the replay again. It appears that he has suffered a very serious injury, and we hope that he's going to be okay. Meanwhile, the Colts take over. 1st and goal. Up by 3. Minshew to Moss, trying to get to the outside. Moss at the 5, and stiff arms his way down to the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal coming.
Zach Moss is a patient runner. This play is designed to go between the tackles. He sees it, it's dead. Bounces around to Nico Autry, which is hard to do, and picks up a couple of yards.
His yards after contact today have been impressive.
They really have. He doesn't have a ton of them. 16 carries for 44 yards, but he's made the most of it.
2nd and goal. Ogletree, the 6'5" tight end in motion. Moss again up the middle, trying to get that extra push. And he's down close to the 1-yard line. It will be 3rd and goal. Brown, the blocked punt, and now the Colts trying to take advantage.
I think they give it to him again, Tiki.
Yeah.
Continue to give Zach Moss opportunities to pound this thing in.
Well, sometimes you don't want to over-respect a defense. Tennessee's defense has been great in red zone TDs.
But Jeffrey Simmons is out.
Right.
3rd and goal. Minshew slips a bit, in trouble, and he's sacked. Arden Key, along with Harold Landry. And it's fourth down. The Titans hold again in the red zone.
The penetration by Harold Landry, it's almost too easy. Neither one of these edges were blocked, making it impossible for Gardner Minshew to do anything with his ball. He doesn't even have his head around before he's hit in the backfield.
So Matt Gay is going to try to make his fourth field goal of the afternoon from just 28 yards away. Play clock at 1. Gay is good. So this special teams miscue leads to 3 points this time, and it's now 25-19 in favor of the Colts. This game has changed thanks to the Colts special teams. 2 block punts, and you got to give a lot of credit to their special teams coordinator, Brian Mason. In his first year in the NFL, he was the Notre Dame special teams coordinator last year. Shane Steichen brings him into the Titans, and boy, has he had a big impact today.
Yeah, I think he's made a massive impact for the Colts, and I think that's one of the things Shane Steichen looked at, right? Trying to assemble the best coaching staff you can. It doesn't matter where these coaches come from, too, Tiki. You know it, I know it. We've played at all these different levels. There are great coaches in high school, in college, in the NFL. And I give him credit for going down to that college level and finding a guy that he felt like could come in here and make an impact.
You're absolutely right. I mean, we've already seen this happening on offense and even defense. College ideas starting to permeate the NFL game. It used to be, it was a downhill. What you saw in the NFL, you start to see in colleges. It's completely flipped. And so you bring innovation. Now, Nick Cross's block punt wasn't really innovation. That was just him making a play. But when you see innovation, Tony Brown coming off the edge, the way that he comes off the edge to block that punt, you know that it's doable. You usually don't see that because it presents an opportunity for the other team to just toss it out to a wide open wide receiver. So give him a lot of credit for getting this Colts team playing at a high level and making a difference so far in this game.
So Nick Folk, who's not punted before in the NFL, is loosening on the sideline, as you saw Stonehouse a moment ago, carted off the field. Henry on first down. Derrick Henry with a bruising run, and he picks up 9.
And there you go again. We talked about this for the last 2 series for the Tennessee Titans. This outside zone run is what's been working so far. Derrick Henry with his angle towards the hip. I always call it the left butt cheek of that tackle. You get to the edge quick, stick your foot in the ground and get north and south.
And Derrick Henry is shaken up after that last run.
Yeah, he took a shot to the head, and then when he went down, his head hit down as well. So Tyjae Spears is going to have to carry the...
You can see Zaire Franklin was calling for the Tennessee training staff to come out.
Yeah, and Derrick Henry's going to have to go into the tent.
This is interesting. With only 2 backs available down the stretch here, you've got one guy in Tyjae Spears that, for the foreseeable future, has to be the bell cow.
Henry going to the tent. Spears is out there on 2nd down and 1. Fake to Spears. Levis steps up, throws, and it's incomplete. At midfield, trying to sneak one into Westbrook-Akine. And good pressure in the backfield by the rookie Adibare for the Colts.
Yeah, just not enough time for Will Levis. You see Kwity Paye coming around the edge here, but then on the backside, it's Tyquan Lewis forcing Will Levis forward in that pocket. They wanted to take a shot there. Just not enough time to get it done.
3rd and 1. Spears sneaks through. He's got the first down.
A different style of conversion right there. Excuse me. A different style of conversion than the Derrick Henry. It's the get low, slither through there first down. But he uses his skill set, right? And it's sometimes difficult for a defense when you've got a smaller guy to be able to locate where the back is behind that big offensive line.
Yeah, and Tyquan Lewis or Tyjae Spears is going to have to get a lot more carries than he's used to, or time. Derrick Henry's still in the tent.
Finally a first down this half for Tennessee, and right back to Spears up across the 40-yard line.
But Tiki, this is the commitment to running the ball towards the perimeter. They were stuck early in that third quarter trying to run the ball just right after getting the ball on the edge a little bit. They've had some early success, whether it was with Derrick Henry on that first play or Tajay Spears. It's where they're best today. Yes. And I think sometimes you have to ride it as a play caller. Get a feel for what's going right and ride it during the fourth quarter.
Nine and a half to go. Second and 5, play action. Levis dumps it down. He's got Wiley, the tight end, and he's still going. Wiley still on his feet. Great effort by the rookie out of Cincinnati for 17 yards.
Yeah, and smart decision here by Will Levis. You got a deep over. DeAndre Hopkins going on an over route, but instead of taking the shot, he just chunks it down. Sometimes the check down is your best option.
Yeah, and the Colts have done a nice job with the play action pass, the coverage in the back end all day, but when they keep getting softer, keep getting deeper, those checkdowns have space. It creates more room for run after the catch. Good check down from Will Levis for the big game.
Derrick Henry is still in the blue medical tent. Spears back to Levis. Pressure coming. Westbrook-Ikhine is wide open. Still going inside the 20 and smacked down at the 15. 28-yard pickup for the Titans.
This is awesome. All of this action going this way. And Ikhine sneaking back to the other side off the flea flicker. Really good job by Will Levis getting that ball quick, getting it out of his hands. But it's all about Tim Kelly. You've got to be at the right time when you call these gimmick plays. But again, it's around that logo area of the field where they've been doing this all season long.
Yeah, you kind of want Tajay Spears to throw that thing back a little bit more urgently. Right? He floated that thing back.
Tennessee in the red zone with Spears the back. Spears does a good job to get to the 11-yard line.
Yeah, I'm not going to say that Tajay Spears has an advantage over Derrick Henry, but he does get lost a little bit. When Derrick Henry's running this inside zone like we just saw Tajay Spears run, you can see him.
Yeah, Derrick Henry's not getting lost anywhere.
It's all body, man. It's like smashing in there. But with Tajay Spears, he can kind of duck his way through and get underneath defenders' arms and pick up extra yards the hard way.
Second and 5, inside handoff to Hopkins. He's a yard shy of a first down.
That was an interesting play design.
I'm saying Tim Kelly's going deep into the playbook here, finding his different ways to do it. And they're going to fake the jet sweep this way and then run it behind the jet sweep that way to DeAndre Hopkins.
I honestly thought that he kept the ball, and they were running the option out the backside. So 2 fakes one way, coming the option. With Will Levis and Tajay Spears going to the left side, it actually would have worked.
Over on the Colts sideline, he was shaken up on that last play, and now third down coming for Tennessee.
Tiki, what do you like here? Is this 2-down territory if you don't get it on this third and 1?
Look, for me it is, because Mike Vrabel knows where his team is. They're in a quasi-rebuild. It's kind of happening in place. The arc of intersection thing doesn't really work out. You're 4-7. What do you have to lose?
Levis trying to do it himself, but a flag down.
And he would have gotten it as well.
Told you earlier that Tennessee's been called for the second most false starts in the league this year.
You got another one. Check out the left side of the offensive line.
False start, offense, number 75, 5-yard penalty, still third down.
And meanwhile, Derrick Henry is walking towards the Tennessee locker room, so not a good sign there for Henry, who just came out of the blue medical tent after several minutes in there.
Josh Wiley is going with him as well.
As we mentioned, only 2 active running backs for Tennessee. Henry now out to the locker room. Spears is in there. 3rd and 6. Levis screens. Spears cuts it to the middle of the field at the 5, and Spears has enough. First down, Tennessee. Daniel Brunskill with a good block along the way.
This is awesome from Dan Brunskill right here. They go with the screen, and the screen works because they drop into coverage. Dan Brunskill gets out in front and gives Zaire. He gives him a mouthful right there. That's hard to take on.
Right back to Spears, who gets a yard on 1st and goal.
But that's what you need in those situations. You get soft coverage, and you give Will Levis a chance. Get it out of your hands. Get it to a runner in space with blockers in front. Excellent job by the offensive line there of Tennessee to convert that third down.
We usually talk about screens working against teams that are pressuring, and they're coming after you, and you trick them. But in that case, because they drop so deep, it worked perfectly.
2nd and goal. Levis to the end zone. Touchdown! DeAndre Hopkins.
Okay.
And keep this in mind. Ryan Stonehouse, the holder, is out. So Ryan Tannehill, who held in college at Texas A&M, will hold for the extra point.
Well, this is beautiful. DeAndre Hopkins fakes to the outside, comes back to the inside. It's man-to-man coverage, and the defenders pass it off. Meaning, just like it's in basketball, you're switching. You're switching coverage. Pass it off, and you go right behind it. Good execution by the Titans right there.
So Tannehill holding to give the Titans the lead, and it's no good. Folk misses the extra point. Stonehouse out. Tannehill, the backup holder.
Wow.
And let's take a look.
Look at the hold. Doesn't seem that bad. It's just maybe the ball's tilted a little bit.
It's hard to know the spot. It's hard to know all that
Let's
stuff.
get a close look at this.
It looked like it was a pretty good hold.
Puts the ball.
The hold looks good, but guys, how about just the operation of it? Folk is used to the rhythm of Stonehouse. Doesn't work with Tannehill often. Very rare to see the punter go out and a missed extra point.
Well, you could see Ryan Tannehill's, if you read his lips, he said, "Oh, that's my fault." Not exactly sure what he's referring to.
Missing the spot. You know, I was a backup holder for us for a long time, and you know, I probably got like 5 reps in 10 years with Matt Bryant live. You know, it just never really happened. You don't do it. You can look at the spot. I mean,
you look. Ryan Tannehill puts his hand down, his finger down, and that's where he wants to put the ball. He has his. We'll look at it again after the kick, but he immediately said, "That's my bad." So I think you're right, Matt. He missed the spot.
A touchback for Folk. And let's go back to the hold from Tannehill.
So you see Ryan Tannehill's fingers down on the spot. So he's trying to put the ball right there. Let's see if he actually puts the ball right there. He does. So he put it where he wanted to.
Look, none of us kicked. It just looked to me that the timing
comfortable
was a little
rhythm,
off.
possibly.
It was like a millisecond off, but that could do it in a situation like that. So we are still tied at 25 with 5:26 to go. Moss on the carry, and Landry pushes him back along with Al Shire.
You know, about a quarter ago, we talked about how the Tennessee Titans haven't given this crowd a reason to be in it. It just kind of felt dead in here. Well, pulling this game back even now, and DeAndre Hopkins scoring that touchdown. I love his feet, by the way. I love his awareness and how he's never going to have a missed foot issue with his catches. Well, the crowd is now back into it.
Minshew on 2nd and 8. Over the middle, up for grabs and incomplete. Kyle Pecco put a shot on Minshew, and it's 3rd and long.
Tennessee is bringing pressure here. Both of these teams are want to go with just 4-man pressure, but in crunch time, you see the Tennessee Titans coming after Gardner Minshew.
Really assaulting the center of the pocket. And that's what Mike Vrabel talked to us about the other day, is collapsing and going over the top of that center of the pocket and giving the quarterback nowhere to escape to.
Right, he can't step into throws.
Pressure coming. Minshew throws on the run, completes it to Granson. Well short. Al Shire stuffs him with the crowd making noise.
Well, aggressive calls on second and third down, sending pressure both times to affect Gardner Minshew, making sure that he doesn't get the ball out, or he's not able to hold on to it. But right here, it's just from both sides. And Alshire, just the ability to track from the inside to the out, close with speed, get that tackle on the ground, and force a punt. Really good play from the Tennessee defense.
Yeah, he knows that that ball's going to come out quick, so he can just run with all abandon to the tight end.
Eric Garrer is tackled. Great job on the return again by Tony Brown, who blocked the punt, although now they are saying that the second quote-unquote block was not a block. It was a fumble technically. So one blocked punt today by the Colts.
Tony Brown's having a heck of a day. We saw him before the game running around without a shirt on.
Next Sunday, NFL on CBS doubleheader. Most of you will see Jaguars and Browns at 1, followed by Bills and Chiefs late. All begins at noon Eastern with JB and the guys on the NFL Today. Next Sunday, the NFL is on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus. Derrick Henry in the locker room for Tennessee. With 4 minutes to go, we're tied at 25. Spears on first down. And Spears picks up a first.
Once again, Matt, to the edges. The edges has been where the money has been all day, and the reason is they play with tight ends on the edge, and they hook and they get up to the end. So the last line of defense is a corner who in cover 3 is backing up at the snap of the ball. So it gives you the edge for any of the runners, in this case Tyjae Spears.
It's all about space.
Yes.
In the run game, it's all about space, and the most space the Colts have given up all day is there on the edges. And Tennessee finally getting back to that in the fourth quarter and just wearing it out.
Spears, and that time tackled for a loss. E.J. Speed getting in the backfield. Coming up, State Farm postgame show. J.J. Watt and the crew in New York will have scores and highlights on the State Farm postgame show.
Critical times, though, now. 3 minutes left. Both sides of the both defenses deciding to start to bring extra heat.
Yeah.
It's been a game. First 3 quarters, we didn't see much pressure. Here in the fourth quarter, late, both defensive coordinators decided to bring the heat, try and throw things off schedule, make things a little bit faster for the offense.
Loss of 2 on first down. Levis, and that one is incomplete. Intended for Hopkins, and quickly 3rd and long as we have an injury update with AJ.
Andrew, I can tell you that running back Derrick Henry is back in the locker room right now being evaluated for a concussion, and Titans tight end Josh Wiley is also in the locker room. He has a knee injury and he's out for the remainder of this game, guys.
Okay, AJ, thank you. And now a big 3rd and 12 coming for Levis in the offense. Let's see what Gus Bradley dials up. 3rd down and 12. Levis able to get rid of it, but it's incomplete. Intended for Okonkwo, and Odangbo back in the game applying pressure. And now we're going to see Nick Folk come out and punt for the first time in his 16-year career.
This has massive implications, too, for field position here with 2 minutes, 34 seconds left. You'd love to boom one down there and be able to kind of play the field position game here. It's amazing to me. It's his first punt in 16 years.
Yeah, you're right. And here's the other advantage. If you look at this, the edges are here for the Tennessee Titans. There's no...
Not bad by Folk. Not bad. A fair catch at the 30. He did punt in college at Arizona, averaged 44 yards a punt. That one goes for 40, and these Tennessee fans with a nice ovation for the 39-year-old Nick Folk.
Yeah, here's another look at this punt by Nick Folk. His operation looks fine, drops his kick foot back, takes a step, gets it out on time.
Great extension.
Yeah, great extension. No pressure on this one. The Tennessee Titans that I was trying to detail brought their personal protectors to the edge, or the gunners, I should say, to the edge. So you had extra personal protectors on there, so there wouldn't be extra pressure on Nick Folk.
.227 to go.